Do you trust you? You know, when you go to walk out of the house and you see the umbrella and you think, oh, I should take that umbrella. And you go look outside and go, it's not raining. So you don't take it. But you knew. Later that day it rains and you're like, damn, I knew that, right? So you're willing to acknowledge that you knew with something so simple as taking an umbrella. What if you started acknowledging what else you know? And it's like, how often do you go to, you know, the rightness, the wrongness, the thoughts, the feelings, the emotions, the trauma and the drama of something rather than, what do I know here? Trust. Do you trust you? What comes up? Do you trust your body? What comes up for you? Do you trust your business? Now, it could be your business, it could be your job, etc. Do you trust money? Do you trust your financial reality? Do you trust your friends? Do you trust your colleagues? Do you trust you? Do you trust you? Now, if you trust you, you can choose anything. You can literally choose anything, and you will stop pretending that you're trusting you and actually truly trust you. Because one of the things that we talk about in Access Consciousness, but I'm looking at all the time, is following the energy. It's like trusting the universe and following the energy. And so many of us will function from what I call the no choice universe. And the no choice universe is where you're not in question. And this is a great example, okay, is say, let's use with food, dietary. And so you go, okay, I'm a vegetarian. So if you say I'm a vegetarian, you're functioning from a no choice universe because you've just cut everything else out because you've decided you're a vegetarian. And notice you've decided it, right? I'm not saying you all have to go eat meat. I'm just saying be in question. Like I was a vegetarian for 8 years and I always said that I would eat meat when my body desired meat. And it did. All of a sudden it was like meat, you know, and it did. So I started eating meat again. That's living from a universe where you have choice and you have infinite choice, okay? When you function from no choice, you lock in something and go, I'm a vegetarian. Now, I'm trying to give you a very, very basic example, and some people listening might be like, well, being a vegetarian is right. Don't eat meat. Whatever, okay? Whatever your point of view is, you have your point of view. But what I'm trying to get you to look at is there is a much bigger possibility available when you're not locking something in and deciding something as the only choice, and that is your reality, okay? So change, you should be able to change all the time, and change is the ability to choose again and again and again and again and again. So what if, even if you are choosing to be a vegetarian, what if you asked your body every day and said, okay, I prefer not to eat meat today. Okay. Like I've eaten so many different things. Like I've done keto, I did a lot of things that worked for me until it didn't. And right now I would say my body is definitely into the full rainbow spectrum of food, the rainbow colors. That's what it's choosing at the moment. So also what I was looking at is there's a few things, and I really don't want to make this significant. There's a few things that I'm taking at the moment, like herbs, and one of them is for parasites. So with the parasites, it was like, no sugar and no alcohol. And I don't really crave sugar that much at all, but I do like having a glass of wine and a cocktail. But I haven't been drinking, and it's fine. I'm fine. I'm not dying. But what I noticed even yesterday, and this is the trust thing too. I noticed yesterday I was meeting up with a few friends, colleagues that I work with in the pool at Elegar, as one does. If you're going to have a meeting, meet in the pool, right? And they were drinking wine and cocktails, etc. And I was drinking water. And I noticed that I wanted to go, oh no, like poor me, I'm drinking water and not alcohol. and it was like this punishment or something. And I like in a nanosecond, I looked at it and went, my body doesn't want to drink. It's so happy with water. Trusting that my body is so happy with water and knowing that's okay, but it's not a force and it's not a punishment and it's not a rightness and it's not a wrongness. Okay. And I'm noticing with what I'm choosing that my body is enjoying certain things that I'm choosing. But for now, it doesn't mean that it's the right answer. It doesn't mean that it's that's what it's going to be for the rest of its life. It's like, so are you looking, like how many of you are looking for the answer, or are you in the question of what you can be with your body? How many answers would you have to give up in order to eliminate that constant search? It's like, what if you gave up? What would you like to give up? The search for the right body, the search for the right job, the search for the right partner, the search for the right amount of money. It's like, what if you gave up that search and you just started to live? What if you were following the energy? You trusted what showed up today. You trusted what your body was asking for today. You trusted the universe today. You trusted your business today. You trusted what you were choosing financially today. But it was never about the rightness and the wrongness. And it's not about making a decision, and it's not about locking anything in. It's trusting that you know. And when you know, you know. You know, I often refer to it as the umbrella theory. You know, when you go to walk out of the house and you see the umbrella and you think, oh, I should take that umbrella. And you go, look outside and go, it's not raining. So you don't take it. But you knew. Later that day it rains and you're like, damn, I knew that, right? So you're willing to acknowledge that you knew with something so simple as taking an umbrella. What if you started acknowledging what else you know? What if you never doubted you again? Because doubt is not a question. It is a judgment about the rightness or wrongness of what you're doing or choosing. Stop it. Okay? What are you aware of? What are you aware of? Now, another example of trust that I had a few days ago, I was riding my horse, Pluma. She's amazing. Let's just take a moment. And she's pregnant. It's so interesting riding a horse who's pregnant. She's 6 months pregnant, and you can so perceive this other being like in her tummy, and it's really cool. It's awesome. I love it, love it, love it, love it. But we're riding, and this is certain section where we ride, and I've ridden there so many times, and every single time we ride there, she's a mare, right? She's definitely an alpha mare. And she's pregnant, so it's even more amplified at the moment. And every single time we ride in this area, she sort of like, I would say, she goes to like run, get through it faster, and she doesn't spook, but she sort of gets more vibrant. And through her vibrancy, the other horses go, oh, what's going on, and then they start to like, go a bit faster and get through this area really quick. Now, every single time she's done that, I go to, oh, what am I not doing? Da, 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 which is about judgment, right? It's going to that doubt. It's going to the judgment, creating a limitation. And I try to go, hey, everything's okay, and slow it down. And the other day I literally was right. And I went, what are you aware of? I was like, oh, you're aware of something. And as I leant like into her energetically, and I was like, what are you aware of? And I asked, and I got, oh, animals. There's something she's aware of with other animals. And then we rode back, and I asked one of the cowboys, I got someone to translate for me because they speak Spanish. And they said, yeah, there's probably wild pigs in that area, or we've had wild pigs in that area. Oh, she's aware of the wild pigs, and she's an alpha mare. She's warning all the other horses, come on, let's go. Let's get out of here as quick as we can. And I was like, God, that was such a beautiful awareness. And for me to trust her, to receive her, because when you trust, you receive. And for me to receive her and be like, okay, what if, but also to be with her and go, hey, we're good. I got you. Because every single time I ride a horse, I ask, will you look after me? And also receive from them, but also show them, hey, I'm going to look after you too, right? It's like a two-way street. So, but to have that awareness and to actually trust her and trust what she was choosing. And it's like, how often do you go to, you know, the rightness, the wrongness, the thoughts, the feelings, the emotions, the trauma and the drama of something, rather than, what do I know here? What can I trust here? And trusting yourself is something that you learn over time. It's like you have to ask a question. And then as you ask a question, just pause. Like, wait a second. Wait for the answer to show up. Don't try and figure it out. I see so many people, including myself over the years, ask a question and then go, well, that didn't show up. No, hang on, breathe. Moment, okay? So as you ask her a question and wait for the answer to show up, don't figure it out. Don't try and conclude it. You'll always know when it's something that you're looking for. You know when something shows up and you go, yeah, that's what I was after. Walt Whitman, there's a famous quote, Walt Whitman, and he wrote, know thyself and to thine own self be true. Are you willing to know yourself? Like truly know yourself? Trust what you know. Just because you know something or you're choosing something that nobody else is choosing, choose it. Please stop looking around you as a reference point for what you should choose and not choose. Trust you. And you are the only person who knows what's right for you. You're the only person who knows what's right for your body. And that's really like the acknowledgement that I received today was I wasn't quite trusting myself to listen to my body. Like I could hear my body, but I wasn't trusting myself to choose what my body was asking for. And guess what, guys? You can have an awareness like that and you can change it instantaneously. You don't need to wait a week or an hour or 2 years. Today is a different day. Today, I got that I can actually trust myself to hear my body and listen to my body and choose from that. Because like I said, you're the only person who knows what is right for you, who knows what's correct for you. And as you choose what is correct, that is the magic. It's when miracles show up and there is absolute chaos, and chaos is not bad. Chaos is about being in question and following the energy.